Hi, it's Sunday and we are here with on June 28th. It's block 28 for June Mini Madness. And as you can see, this block doesn't have as many pieces. So we're going to do some flying geese using a different method, which makes 4 at a time. So for this block, for your 3-inch block, you will need a 2 3/4 inch square of your main fabric. From your background fabric, you'll need a 2-inch square and 4 1 5/8 inch squares for your corners. And then for the corners of the block, you'll need 4 1 1/4 inch squares of your secondary fabric. So for your 6-inch block, you'll need to cut a 4 1/4 inch square of your main fabric, a 3 1/2 inch square of your background fabric, 4 2 3/8 inch squares of your background fabric, and 4 2-inch squares of your secondary fabric. So let's sew this block. We're going to mark a diagonal line on the back of the 4 smaller background squares. Whoops. And we're going to set 2 of them aside. We're going to lay 2 of them on our main fabric there and see how they overlap in the middle. And you can put a little pin in to hold those so they don't wiggle out of the way. We're going to sew a 1/4 inch line on each side of the line there. Always a good idea to avoid sewing over pins because they can cause some problems if you hit it with your needle. And just when you think, oh, I'm not going to do that, well, you do. So on this one, I'm going to do the same as I did with the other one. I'm just going to scissor trim an approximate 1/8 inch seam allowance there. It could be a little bigger. I try not to get too small there because you don't want your blocks to pull out. You want to leave some fabric there to hold it all together. There we go. Then you're going to press these triangles out and you get this little heart-shaped unit. You're going to lay your next piece on there, your background, and you're going to sew a 1/4 inch on each side of that line, and then that will make 4 flying geese units. So I'll be back and show you that. Alright, so once you have that sewn with a 1/4 inch seam on each side, then you can cut your seam allowance there. Gotta be careful, so cutting over those seam allowances and make sure your scissors don't go crazy. And press that out, and there you have flying geese units. So you get 4 of them. So I'm going to press those and make sure they measure they're 1 1/4 by 2 inches, and I'll be back to finish the block. Once you get those trimmed up and ready to sew on, they look so much better without all their little raw edges and things. I usually have a little bit of fabric to trim up because I don't think my 1/4 inch foot my foot is not quite a 1/4 inch, so my seams tend to be a little off when I'm just sewing by the edge of my foot. But that's fine because it's a little smaller, so that gives me a little extra fabric to trim. Always better to have to trim than take it out and re-sew it. So these flying geese, usually when you have a block like this, your flying geese will make a star. You use the corners to make a star, but on this block it kind of makes a square around the center. Can't believe we're almost to the end. Just 2 more blocks to go after this one. So we're going to press toward the center square in the middle and then toward the corners on the outside. So once again, you got to just nest those seams and kind of check out those points. Make sure you get them nice and lined up, because you want that nice square to form when you get your blocks all sewn, when you get your pieces all sewn together. Let's see how I did. Did we get all those corners matched up? Mostly. That one's wonky. Look, you can see there, I'm way off. So you just take out that center bit of your seam. Oops. I should have my glasses on, but I don't. So I'm going to just start there, and right across, make sure I hit that corner. Now let's see if that looks better. Oh, that still looks wonky. Okay, well, I'm going to go off camera and fix that up because that is not making me happy. I want to have nice straight lines all the way around. So I might have to actually take that whole strip off and re-sew it because it's just not good on either corner. So hopefully your block is looking better than this one, and I will shape this one up and show it to you tomorrow. Have a good day. See you on Monday. Bye.